Gen Xers isn't fading out. We are just arriving. We are not our parents. We are the new generation that is learning to lean in our sensuality and show up as our authentic self, our sexiness, our honesty, our glowing up. And that's why the reason for this podcast can be no other than Maria, who is an expert in sensuality, orgasm, and confidence. My name is Donna, and welcome to Sensual Rebirth. Maria, welcome, my girl.
Dana, it is such an honor to be here with you. I love you. I love who you are. I love your energy. And I love how you show up in your own sensuality, in your own sexiness, in your own embodiment of being a woman.
Oh,
And so
thank you so
thank you.
much. So thank you. When I went on your when I went to be nosy on your stuff, I said, my girl is very orgasmic. And it tells now that I'm speaking to you and I'm getting to know you personally. I'm loving this. I can't wait for our audience to kind of also align with a lot of things that we're going to be talking about. But before I go into your expertise, I'm going to be nosy in your business for 2 seconds. All right? Are we okay with that? Oh my God, are we Maria? Oh
Yes,
my
we
God,
are.
something happened. Are we good? Because I think we
It
paused
it
for a second.
it it
We'll,
paused for a second.
okay, but we'll figure it out. Let's just jump in and I guess I'll edit when we can. So my first question to you is who were you crushing on in high school?
Oh, in high school, I was crashing on in grade nine. His
Mm-hmm.
name was Jonathan Bunk. And he was this short, cute guy. And I was head over heels. Nothing
Ooh.
happened. We were just really good friends. But that was my first crush in high school.
Did he know that you had a crush on him? Did
You
you
know, eventually he did find out, but like he just wanted to be friends. So I'm like, I'm cool with that. But
whatever. Jonathan,
then,
you're lost.
yeah, totally. But then in grade 10, there was Nelson D'Souza. And Nelson D'Souza had the most beautiful blue eyes. He was
Mm.
Portuguese,
Mhm.
beautiful blue eyes. And we actually went out for a couple months, a few months, those high school romances. Like that's the length of high school romances. And he was my first kiss. I was terrified.
Ooh. It's so fun you brought up the first kiss. My first kiss was at 16. And my girl, back in the days when you're watching TV, it's always pucker up, right? And you see your head going all over the place, right? So my first kiss, no, my girl thinking I'm the shit because
Yeah.
I'm puckering up. And the guy looked at me and like, open your mouth. I'm like, ew.
I was so nervous. I had no clue what the hell I was doing.
Oh, listen, but you know what? We can sit and laugh about our little hiccups at that point. My gosh. Okay, and another question I have for you is what are things that you may or may not regret to this stage in your life right now?
So I've thought a lot about this over the years because I've been through a lot in my life.
Mm-hmm.
In childhood, we lived through war. Um, yeah, just so many things that have happened in my life. So when I have looked back, including breast cancer, a toxic relationship, different things, and when I look back at the totality of my life, now that I am in a place where I feel completely free, I feel so joyous every single day. I feel so good in my skin, so good in my body, and fucking upon oh sorry I swore, but
No, it's okay. It's all right.
unapologetic,
Unapologetic.
unapologetic about being me, being completely myself. So looking back now at the stage that I am in my life, I regret nothing because every that I've had, whether it's been positive, whether it's been challenging, whether it's been negative, whether it's been painful, whether it's been sad, whether it's been detrimental, all of those experiences grew me and they brought me to the woman that I am today. And I am absolutely positively in love with the woman that I am today. And I am proud of her. And I'm very proud of who I have become And so if I were to change anything in the past, including my breast cancer, I would not be who I am today. And I will not trade that for anything.
Okay, Maria. So based on all these questions, and you become this phenomenal woman who has lost her breast because society says
Mm-hmm.
how women show up is we're supposed to have two breasts,
Yes.
vagina, two arms, society's way. So that to
Yeah.
them is perfect. This
Yeah.
is the way you're showing up. But as a breast cancer survivor, and your
Mm-hmm.
tagline is, or your orgasmic life,
Yeah.
just found this out this morning. I'm thinking, oh my God, that is so beautiful. How can the story of your past, how
Mm-hmm.
did you overcome all of that? Now you're a breast cancer survivor walking around with one breast, and you're talking about how confident, in what stage, and how did you get to this point in your life? What happened? If somebody is listening to, because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to you and I'm like, I'm so excited for you to be shown up as this authentic self. When
Mm-hmm.
somebody's listening, for you to be at this point in your life,
Mm-hmm.
how did you overcome those trials?
Okay, so I want to begin by saying that in my 20s and in my 30s, when I had the so-called perfect body shape and figure, I was somebody who wanted to change my body. I didn't like my nose. I thought my breasts were too small and I wanted to get a boob job. Like there was always something wrong with my body. And why it was that is because I had low self-confidence.
Mm-hmm,
I didn't love myself. I was a people pleaser.
mm-hmm,
I seeked outside validation. And so all of those things, and I was afraid of rejection. And that's a big one for us women. Like I was so afraid of rejection, of being shamed, of being judged, of not belonging, and of just being criticized and all the things because I was measuring myself against a standard that I was told I should measure myself against.
absolutely.
And it wasn't based on how do I feel about me and
Mm-hmm,
who am I and how am I going to honor me and my body and my soul and how valuable I am.
mm-hmm.
And so it did take me going through breast cancer for me to then have to learn how to be with a body that was missing a breast. And that was challenging for me in the beginning because not having a breast meant part of my sensuality, part of my sexuality, part of what makes me a woman and what makes me desirable to a man
Mm-hmm.
is gone. And what I have instead is a scar across my chest.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I had exited. So breast cancer showed me how I wasn't living. And it showed me how I was dishonoring myself. And it showed me all the places I was lying to me about my life. So it created a self awareness. And that's where my self awareness began. So I have pillars that I've created in my coaching structure because these are the ways that I learned how to transform my own life. And so self-awareness was the first thing. Like it dropped me into like, oh my gosh, God, the universe left me here for a reason. There's thousands of women who pass away from breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And I am here and I am alive. So I started examining my life at a deeper level. Then, do I have the house? Do I have the husband? Do I have the children? Do I have money? Do I have the car? Do I have the vacations? Like it went a lot deeper than that. And I started asking myself, am I actually happy? Am I living the life that I want?
Mm-hmm.
Am I pursuing my dreams? Like, do I have standards for myself and for the way that I want my relationships to be with everyone in my life?
Mm-hmm.
And I started seeing that I'm like, no, I'm just like seeking outside validation. I'm willing to
Always,
I'm willing
always,
to disregard me. I'm
always.
willing to give up on me. I'm willing to
Mm-hmm.
be a martyr. I'm willing to be sacrificial. I'm willing to put myself last because that's what society tells me a good woman does.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I saw all of that, I was like, is that actually like, did did I get a second chance in my life to live
Mm-hmm.
life like that?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer was no. And still, I had breast cancer in 2014. It still took me a year of like a lot of self-reflection and building up the courage to shift my life completely. And the
Wow.
first choice that I made in my life was to let go of a 20-year relationship that
Mm-hmm.
was toxic, that was you know, uh where we were attached to each other based on traumas, based on, you know, the
Yep.
experiences that we had.
Yep.
And you know what? Before, I used to blame my ex-husband for like how everything went wrong and all the negative things that happened. But the truth is, once I started taking responsibility in my life
Things
for
shifted.
my behavior in that
Yeah.
relationship, it shifted everything. And I got to
Absolutely.
see that we both had no clue how to have a healthy relationship. Our parents never taught us how to have healthy relationships. Society never taught us how to have a healthy relationship. They showed us Disney, they showed us romantic movies, and that has zero to do what a healthy relationship
Relationship look like.
looks like and functions like.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were navigating blindly this thing called love, and it was codependent, and it was toxic, and we hurt one another.
Mm.
And then I had the courage to end it at the 20-year mark, a year after I had breast cancer. And that was one of the hardest decisions I ever had to make, because society told me that I had to hang on to something, even if it was toxic and negative and abusive, because
Mm-hmm.
I had to make sure that my kids, my two daughters, had a father and that they had a family unit. And so once I did that, that was the first step for me to take back my life. However, in that relationship, I lost me. I had no clue who I was. It was controlling and it was manipulative. I had no voice. I had no power. And so at first, I had to discover, who is Maria Diaz?
You have to start from scratch.
And I had to start from zero, and that was scary. It felt like I was walking on nothing. It felt like every step that I was taking was like scary and hard, because I couldn't make be decisive if my life depended on me. I always had to go outside of myself because I was afraid of failure.
Mm-hmm.
So because I attached the failure to me, I said, if this fails, these actions that I take, if they fail, then I am a failure,
Mm-hmm.
which created even more shame within me. So what it took is all of that self-awareness. And the self-awareness, once I left, I jumped into self-development
Head
like
on. Head
like
on.
head on. Like there was, I was gonna leave it all on the floor. Like I took it on, developing myself through different channels, like my life depended on it, and it, because it did.
You show up
And
naked,
so
Maria.
I developed the self-awareness that allowed me to realize certain things about my life. One of the first things that I realized is that I don't have to be right about things. I don't have to be right that my ex-husband was to blame for everything. I don't have to be right that I'm a victim. I don't have to be right that now I'm broken. I don't have to be right that I'm not capable to have the capacity and the strength and the resilience to deal with
Mm-hmm.
everything in my life and take responsibility for it. So
Mm.
walking away from being right, and I often say to my clients, in our relationships, we could either be right or we can be happy, but they both do not coexist
Do
in the
not
same
exist in the
place.
same world.
No, not at all. You're either right, you're either trying to prove that you're right and trying to prove a point, or you want to be happy. And inside
It-
of happiness comes creating synergy,
mm-hmm.
creating partnership, and creating a team in
Mm-hmm.
any relationship that we have, whether it's with our children or in romantic relationships, with our
In a
parents, with our
relationship.
friends,
Mm-hmm.
business partners, any relationship is more about being happy to me, which to me, being happy means I create synergy, I create partnership, and I create teamwork. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
me versus you. It's we're in this together and we're side by side and we're going to tackle all the challenges that come and how they
Mm-hmm.
impact us, but we're going to do that together. And it's not going to be you attacking me or me attacking you. And that's just spending the time trying to prove that we're right.
Mm.
So those
Wow.
things completely shifted the way that I thought about life and the way that I conducted myself. So taking responsibility was huge because the moment I took responsibility, I let go of being a victim. And the
Mm-hmm.
moment I let go of being a victim, I was able to then look at the parts of me that didn't work in my life without shame and judgment. And I could
Those are big.
forgive myself for the past. I could completely forgive myself. So that's one of my other pillars. It's like
Mm-hmm.
self-forgiveness. So
Mm-hmm.
self-awareness lets us see all of it. But then
Yeah.
when we see all of it, we're like, we want to hide. Like I wanted the earth to swallow me whole because I'm like, I'm a piece of dung. Like I am like a horrible human and I'm a horrible mother
You
because
know
the
what?
impact it had on my kids was very severe.
Yeah.
And we're still dealing with it.
Yeah, the
So
crazy thing is, just give me 2 seconds. I know
mhm,
you're passionate. We're going on, but because we all live on our space of this ego. The
yeah,
universe is created on an ego base, and that's like one of the lowest vibration. And
yeah.
I kind of wanna piggyback a little bit on what you said because you're talking about how you show up and it's when you had the breast cancer you had to lay down and kind of figure out, oh my God, I'm feeling like less than when you just had the breast cancer because now, your
Mhm,
womanhood is practically
yes.
gone or you feel like it's gone, right? So in that
Mhm,
case, how do you define beauty now at the stage of the game?
mm. For me, beauty is aliveness. It's our inner radiance. It's the way that we show up to life.
Mm-hmm.
Is for me is having gratitude for every moment and finding pleasure in everything. Like that's why I named my business Your Orgasmic Life, because I want people to see that that sensual energy, that yummy energy, that pleasure is not reserved just for the bedroom or making love. It happens everywhere. Um, finding the pleasure in a sunset, in a sunrise, in a walk in nature, in taking a shower and lathering your skin with
Be
your
present.
favorite creams and
Mm-hmm.
being present is in enjoying everything in life and looking at it the way that we used to when we were children, in that energy of awe and that energy of magic.
How can someone reach to that stage, Maria? Because I'm listening to you and it sounds
Hmm.
beautiful. But for those women that is sitting in a
Hmm.
dark place and is trying to
Hmm.
crawl out of that dark place and say,
Yeah.
yeah, she can do it and she's making it sound easy. But how can someone literally turn on that tap or that
Hmm.
light that you're speaking about being present in your orgasmic life? How can
Hmm.
someone? What's
Hmm.
your suggestion on how someone who could reach that point?
So for me, it was all about taking the baby steps to develop a loving relationship with me. I truly believe that the foundation of everything in our lives is the relationship we have with ourselves,
Absolutely.
how we speak to ourselves, how we view ourselves, how we value or disvalue ourselves. So, one of the very first things, because I'm going to backtrack
Yes.
and just share a little bit more about who I used to be, because the fact is that the woman that I used to be would never in a million years believe that I could be the woman that I am today. Like she was so broken. She just
Mm-hmm.
had no confidence. She thought the worst things of herself. People
Okay.
would compliment her
Okay.
and she would be like, all that would play in her head is, if you actually knew who I am, If you actually
Mm.
knew the things that I do, you would never acknowledge me. You would never compliment me. You would not think those things, those positive things about me. That was always my conversation with myself in my head. And
Mm-hmm.
so what it took is for me to slowly start creating small things that I used to engage with myself, first of all.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and also I started doing mirror work. So I took one self-development program in which that was incorporated, and I kept it. I kept it, and every day, every
Mm-hmm.
morning, I would look at myself in the mirror. I would force myself to stand in front of the mirror, look into my own eyes, and
Mm-hmm.
say 3 to 5 things that I forgive myself for.
Okay, so for somebody who doesn't know what mirror work is, can I just scale back a little bit and
Okay.
explain to someone who doesn't
It's
know what
it,
mirror
it
work is?
it's very simple. It's really being present with ourselves in front of the mirror.
Okay.
So if it's confronting for you, you can take a hand mirror.
Okay.
If and as you move along, you can choose a larger mirror to look at yourself.
Mm.
And I just started by looking at my face and giving myself eye contact and saying the things that I forgave myself for.
Okay.
Then saying the things that I like about myself,
Okay.
and also saying things that I physically liked about myself. Now, in the beginning, those lists were shorter and harder to come up with. The list about forgiving myself, I had tons of things that I needed to forgive myself for. So that was easy to do. But as
Mm-hmm.
I moved along, something transformed.
Mm.
When I was told this exercise, I thought it was ridiculous, to be honest with you. I'm like, this is stupid shit. How is this gonna make any? Do you know how low I think of myself? How on God's green earth is this gonna make a difference in my life? And it did. I did it
Mm-hmm.
daily, and the more I was with myself, and then in the end of it, I said at least 3 times to myself as I looked into my own eyes, Maria, I love you. Maria, I love you.
Mm.
I love you. Even when I didn't believe it. And
Mm.
the more that I did that work, it started transforming something within me. And I started seeing myself. That, along with
That'll work.
doing different self-development
Mhm.
programs, um, and because I went all in, like I hired coaches.
That's
I
one.
at one point in time, I had one of my really good friends who also does coaching and guiding
Mm-hmm.
people and everything. I had her move into my home, and I gave her full permission to call me forward in everything that wasn't working in my life on a daily basis.
That's a great idea. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. It was
Okay.
very confronting, but
I
it
can only
shifted so
imagine
much.
as,
Yes,
as as if you're looking at this dark shadow that
yes.
you needed to get rid of. I know we're going to be finished soon, and I have to ask you this question, right? Sensuality is usually misunderstood the older
Mm-hmm,
we get.
mm-hmm,
What's your thought on that and aging and sensuality? Because I've always been seeing people talking about, you're too old to dress this way,
mm-hmm.
or you know what I mean, or that I just found out someone was telling me was a friend of hers. She's in her 80s who's still having intercourse, and I thought that was amazing. Right
Yes.
until the day I die, that's supposed to be happening to me. But people are, have this misconstrued idea that because you
Mm-hmm,
become a certain age, all that's dead.
mm-hmm.
What's your thought on that? Or if someone is feeling that way, what's your thought on bringing it back? Bringing back their sensuality and feeling sexy.
So as I told you before, sexiness to me is a way of being, and
Mm-hmm.
it's the relationship you have with your own body.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter the size that I am. I am
Mm-hmm.
so sexy, and I feel it. in
So
in
I
in
want you
every
to
part of my skin. So
talk to someone. I want you to look in the camera and talk to a woman who's not feeling sexy or sensual at all. Talk to that person.
mm, first of all, I want to say that I love you and that you are stunning and beautiful, and measuring yourself and comparing yourself to the standards that are out there is the first key to where we go sideways as women. So I want you to really have gratitude for this body, this temple. Like, we have different systems functioning at the same time. We don't need to even think that we're breathing, that our lungs are taking in air, that we have a digestive system, that our heart is pumping blood throughout our bodies, that our legs are giving us the opportunity to walk, that we can see, that our hands can hug the people that we love, that we can see the people that we love, that we can communicate, that we can hear, that we can listen. Like, all of those things are miraculous. And we women possess, we are the conduit, we are the direct line to the universe, to God, because through our yoni, some of us call it vagina,
Vaginas.
some of us call it pussy, whatever you feel comfortable calling that amazing part of you, we are the portals of creation.
Yes,
We are divinity in human form. Through us comes life, whether we have children or not. We
absolutely.
birth companies, we birth ideas, we birth so many creations as women. And
Mm,
so that's who you are. You are divinity in human form. So I invite you to really contemplate on that. And then to start getting back to the things you enjoy to do. For me,
mm,
I love to romanticize my life, because one thing that is very important for us to recognize as women is that something that is euphoric for us is oxytocin. And
mm.
oxytocin happens, like, you know, when we get into a new
Happy.
relationship and we're so
Yes.
happy and we're in love, and it's yummy, and like, it's a drug. But we
Yes,
can generate that ourselves.
absolutely.
And so, you know, find the things that you enjoy. Like, I love buying myself roses and putting them on my bedside, because I
Mm,
love waking up to stunning roses. I love self-pleasuring. I love putting oils and
mm,
different things all over my body. Um, I love walks in nature. I adore dancing. So those are the things I like. So I invite you to find the things that you enjoy to do, that bring you back to that liberation, and the joy and the bliss that you felt as a child.
mm, mm,
And truly
mm.
connect to that on an ongoing basis, because it's your birthright. Your pleasure is your birthright. Your body is a temple, and you are divinity in human form.
Mm. And with that, we're going to be ending. Maria, thank you so much. And we definitely have to connect again, because I want to talk about your orgasmic life and where did that come from. Like, I know you talk about orgasm being not
Mhm.
only during sexual play, but it's orgasm with your oxytocin and just being happy. So we definitely need to talk about that. Where can people find you?
They can find me on my social media handles at Your Orgasmic Life on Instagram, or Maria Diaz on Facebook. And there you can find all my work, my links, and all my yummy stuff.
All the yummy stuff. I love that. And I'll also post it in this podcast when completed. So Maria was so authentic in how she spoke about just being present. And we're not saying everything that she says is going to be easy. It's going to
Mhm.
take some work. But with that being said, we have to stand up and realize, you know what? This is not who I'm supposed to be. I didn't come to this earth to be this mediocre type of person. I'm here to represent. I'm here to flow in this energy, not go against the grain. It's about showing up to your authentic self. We know everybody goes through their trauma, and trauma is trauma no matter what it is. But we're here to make a pact. We're here to make an impression by using not only our senses or smell or taste or touch or movement to kind of bring back to present and to who you are. One of the things that I love what Maria talked about was mirror work. Mirror work is one of those things that we're saying it with our mouth, but we have to say it with our gut. We have to believe it. It's going to take some time, it's going to take practice. But with that being said, it will happen, but with time. So be gentle on yourself. This is Sensual Rebirth, and my name is Donna. Peace out.